images, as I mentioned, of people.
Wait, what the fuck is the content? What is this? I have no fucking idea what this is about. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Wait, this person is fucking crazy. Okay, never mind. Alright. Jesus.
The Sisyphean task.
Wait, is this even about global warming, or was I misled by this fucking thing here? What are we doing? What is this video about?
They're the last people to get future predictions from. In the 60s, there was a culturally relevant prediction that hundreds of millions would die from starvation by the 1980s due to overpopulation. And guess what? Didn't fucking happen. And this whole—
Hey, it's the science is a liar sometimes argument. What? This video. Holy shit, this is like...
reaffirm politics.
It's funny how none of this articulation and jargon was used with her talk with Destiny. Oh, that's because this is like, her script is being written 100% by that one dude. Her brother, I think people say it is. She didn't write any of this. She probably had almost no input into any of this as well. Do you think fascism necessitates an anti-intellectual approach? That, like, you have to convince people that, like, your educational institutions and everything are failing so that they put trust in the government? I wonder if those two things are, like, intrinsic to one another. Or if you're strong enough, you can change the educational institutions. Yeah, but, like, these types of people don't really want real educational institutions, right? They want, like, religious dogma, pretty much. I say religious. It doesn't necessarily have to be, like, like, Christianity or whatever, but whatever particular dogma they believe in at the time. The U.S. Office of Special Counsel, which is unrelated to Special Counsel Robert Mueller's office, said in a letter to Trump that Conway has been a repeat offender of the Hatch Act by disparaging Democratic presidential candidates while speaking in her official capacity during television interviews and on social media. Trump and Vice President Mike Pence are exempt from the Hatch Act, but there are no exceptions for White House employees. The agency does not have the authority to fire Conway, who was appointed counselor by Trump, so it would be up to the president to follow its recommendations and dismiss one of its most unwavering defenders. Like, I don't think they're going to do anything about that. I doubt they'll fire her. Oh, we've already seen a story about this shit.
Your opponent.
I think, was it the FBI office that came out and said that, oh, the chair of the, okay, I'm sorry, we'll just read this. They included. The chair of the Federal Election Commission, the FEC, said it was against the law to solicit, accept, or receive anything of value from a foreign national in relation to an election. So is the issue here that it's illegal, or are more reasons why accepting information from a foreign country can be dangerous? No, it's illegal. I'm pretty sure it's against, like, you're not actually allowed to do it. What the fuck is news.com? Is this... fuck, I don't recognize these names. Japan Today? Is this a good... Well, how does it even know I'm in private mode? What is it? How can it possibly know this? I don't understand. What the fuck is happening? It knows you're not accepting cookies? I thought that when you went incognito, I thought it did. It just stored them in like a local session or whatever, and then just wiped them when you deleted it. Actually, I know this is true, because if you do something on a website, like for instance... I'm almost positive that's the case, because if you sign into like your Gmail on an incognito tab and then you open another incognito tab and then you close the other one and then you reopen your Gmail, you don't have to sign in again. I'm pretty sure it stores like local cookies or whatever, but whatever. Okay. Or it stores cookies like locally. I don't know if I would be using that. Why read mail in incognito? If I ever sign on to computers like on other people's houses or whatever, I usually use like an incognito tab to load your email or whatever. Although I probably wouldn't recommend doing that. The UN chief calls for independent probe into Gulf tanker attacks. He added that Guterres and his staff had been in contact with many of the countries concerned to tell them of the need to avoid any escalation. I don't think we'd ever go to like war with Iran. I think it's so politically unpopular right now. Damn, they all fucking did this shit, huh? What's the, is there like a way to just get rid of this? What do I type in? Tell me what to type in. Oh wait, maybe online works for this. Hey, thank God. Okay. But that is just an assumption I get. Does this guy know like the difference between like military like damage on a ship? Is this should I really give a fuck about what this guy's saying though? Why can't they just like do an investigation of the boat itself? Like I imagine that there should be like a post-mortem or something, right? Like what if it was Metal Gear? German officials, US video not enough to pin blame on Iran for tanker attack. Are you talking about that grainy ass fucking video that looked like it was from the fucking 1970s? Okay. I don't know fucking shit about anything, but if there was one attack on a boat and 3 hours later there was another one, I have a really fucking hard time believing that US intel could only cough up a grainy piece of shit video about it. Maybe I'm a little bit too conspiratorial, but I feel like there's no fucking way that the United States intelligence, which is probably the most advanced intelligence network to have ever existed on this planet, would only be able to produce a shit-ass fucking 1960s era black and white grainy-ass piece of shit video related to the attack. There's no fucking way. I don't know. I have like I have a really hard time believing that. Wait. Two dicks. Oh, fuck. I thought somebody linked the video, but then I just read 2 dicks. Wait, where is does anybody have a link to the video I'm talking about? Or maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. I thought I saw a video. I thought I saw a video of this, of them taking the mines off the boat. Yeah, this shit. No fucking way. Was this actually what was published by like the United States? Like, or published, or like this is the video that we released? That's just how thermal imaging looks? Well, yeah, but is the resolution really this fucking shit? I feel like I've watched live leaks videos of thermal imaging from like fucking like thousands of fucking feet or yards or meters or whatever away, and it's like crystal fucking clear. Like when you're looking, remember like the videos of the people getting bombed by the not cruise missiles, but whatever guided missiles and shit. You're talking about MQ-9s? Maybe. I don't even know what they're fucking called. But yeah, I feel like that resolution was like crystal fucking clear. They don't have that kind of ISR on fleet support usually. Oh, okay. What is ISR? Image signal resolution or something? It's top-notch quality for infrared over that distance. Oh, okay. All right. The captain of the Kokuka disputed the U.S. assertion on Friday. Our crew said the ship was attacked by a flying object, said Yutaka Katada. Okay, I wouldn't trust anything that the fucking boater dude said. I don't know how the fuck they would know anything about like fucking any type of attack, right? I don't know. I would be super skeptical of anything that they say, but I don't know. Iranian here. Wait, are you allowed to watch my stream? I'm not gonna get you executed, am I? Why would they not remove it? Well, I imagine if it's an Iranian mine, they would remove it because they wouldn't want somebody to discover that it's an Iranian mine, right? Yeah, but it's man, there's got to be more information. So what is the timeline of these attacks? So an attack happens, and then 3 hours later another attack happens, and then this boat shows up to remove something, or what? Like, what's happening? Is there actually like a published timeline for everything that happened on the attacks on these ships? Oh, this is actually posted on the U.S. Navy YouTube channel. Quick take, please. Why are people asking about Trump accepting foreign intel on campaign opponents, but nobody views the Steele dossier in the same light? Is foreign intel only bad if it aids Trump? The dossier, I imagine, is different because you're sourcing that from an individual rather than like a nation or a sovereign state contacting you with information, would be my guess. So for instance, if I were to go and find like some investigator in Russia and I were to try to use him to get information about like some campaign, that would be okay. But if I'm approached by like a Russian person acting in the capacity of like a representative of like the Russian government, then that would be different. Steele was a paid FBI informant too, yeah. The second wave of alleged attacks on the ships. Can we trust fuzzy intel as a predicate for going to war given the sordid history of our country? We're not going to war with Iran. I have a really hard time believing it, dude. It was so hard for Iraq to even get help from us in the post-Iraq invasion world. Like, war is so insanely unpopular right now with American people. I have a really hard time believing we would actually get like, and there, I can't even imagine. After all the instability we just suffered with Syria and everything, like going to war with Iran would be a fucking nightmare. Why? There's no way. I don't think that would ever happen. It just seems impossible. It seems impossible to imagine that would happen. The U.S. CENTCOM statement on June 13th, limpet mine attack in the Gulf of Oman. Fuck. I mean, I should trust anything the U.S. Navy posts, right? Or we can use this. I feel like, what are the two god tier publishers? One is Reuters and the other is, fuck. What am I thinking of? AP. Not the fucking BBC or fucking Vox. The Associated Press and Reuters are like, those are the only two things where like I'll read it and I'll believe no matter what the fuck it says without even questioning it. I don't know if that's good or bad, but like those two seem like they do their shit pretty fucking well. Reuters and AP though seem to do like the best balance. What's wrong with the BBC? I just think that Reuters and AP in general seem to stick to like pretty fact-based stuff, and I don't think it's very common that they publish something or they get something completely fucking wrong. And they seem to not be as agenda-driven as other things, although I could be wrong on that. But I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen complaints about them ever, or seen them like fuck up anything like big. What do you think about Al Jazeera? Aren't there like different Al Jazeera publications? There's like Al Jazeera like fucking for different countries or whatever. Like doesn't it have like different publications in different countries? I've heard varying things about Al Jazeera, but I don't think it's horrible. But I would have to dig more into that to have like a better opinion of it. Al Jazeera is literally Iran propaganda, but there are different Al Jazeera publications, right? Hold on, wait. Fuck, what was the ship that we had, or what was the story that we had about? Wait, I'm sorry, I'm just curious. Help me make sense of this. 3 hours later, after an initial attack, The ship was again attacked on the same side in the center of the hole, at which point the captain felt it was no longer safe and ordered the crew to take to the lifeboats. So this is saying that they got attacked a second time and then they jumped out in the lifeboats, basically, right? This is saying this is the same ship, the Kokuka Courageous, said that they abandoned their ship after discovering an unexploded mine. Am I reading this wrong, or is there a difference between these two accounts? Like, that's a huge fucking difference, isn't it? Or am I just, like, we got attacked a second time, we're gonna get the fuck out of here, versus we literally saw a mine on our ship and then we got off? This seems like, I mean, this seems like a vast, but maybe he misspoke here. Maybe this is translated. I don't know. Maybe when they say attacked again, maybe a translation of that could be we saw a mine on our ship, so they considered that was an attack. Eyewitness statements are garbage in these. Yeah, this is why I try not to go by, like, someone's like, oh no, we got hit by a plane. I try not to go by eyewitness statements and anything here. But if Iran is actually attacking these tankers, is it enough for justification of war? I mean, people have shot down civilian airliners in the past, I don't think. Iran fast boats preventing towing of damaged Altair tanker. Do you think a UN investigation, in order for there to be a UN independent investigation on this, it would have to be approved by the Security Council of the UN. And in the Security Council, I believe that any single member is able to veto any type of third-party stuff, right? So, like, theoretically, if Russia was like, no independent investigation, that would stop everything, yeah? Certain members? I thought that any member of the Security Council could veto anything. Not every single one, just the top countries? Oh, really? UN Security Council veto powers. Wielded solely by the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. How many nations are on the Security Council? It's like 11 or 10 or 12? So China, France, Russia, the UK, and the US are the only ones with the power of veto. I think we just need more information on this, probably. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about it. I don't care about this. I'm sure we'll hear more about it in the coming days. If this wasn't Iran, who do you think could have possibly done it otherwise? I don't know. I don't know who's capable of what in that region of the world in terms of... I mean, who else over there has the sophistication for that level of attacks? It's probably Saudi Arabia. Yeah, but Saudi Arabia, 2 of their own vessels were hit, right? Do you think Saudi Arabia would friendly fire their shit to... That seems kind of memes. But maybe, I don't know. Saudis don't give a fuck. It's a big conspiracy theory, but I generally wouldn't put it past some destiny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that the video alone is like, that's probably not enough evidence of anything, I don't think. But yeah, the most obvious seems to be Iran, and then the memes would be some sort of like false flag thing by Saudi Arabia or something, I guess.
How many of you, just raise your hand, are considering voting for Donald Trump? 4. And how many of you are...
I didn't like his idea that, okay, it's okay to just go up to a woman and smell her hair and say, oh, I mean, come on, who does that?
Jesus, these are some very progressive Iowans. This guy's like fucking 60 years old, like talking about like respecting women's boundaries. Nice job. Good job, America. Hashtag me too.
She's smart. She gets things done. I also like the fact that she's not a middle-aged white guy.
While many in this group have a long way to go. Does it bother you that the president lies?
I think a little, yeah. I mean, yes, it does.
Joe Biden, Anderson.
All right, Randy Kane. Randy, thanks very much.
What about Bernie? Is Yang not a popular Democratic candidate? Nope, he's polling under 1%. Isn't Bernie the second highest polling Dem? Yep, unless something's changed dramatically over the past day or 2.
I was born smart, and I don't think it's something anybody should brag about because it's not something you have